Hello, it's Jenny Fern, and today I have a little bit of a time-lapse sketchbook video for everyone. Yeah, I have been doing these little illustrations, mostly in watercolor, but sometimes including colored pencil as well. And these are to accompany some writings that I did during the month of July. So in the month of July, I wrote for a prompt. There were 30 prompts, so I wrote nearly every day using this prompt list. And I had previously done photography using this prompt list as well. And I just find like having a prompt list is kind of a freeing type of thing because it can spark some inspiration somewhat seamlessly or without like a lot of effort, because coming up with something completely unrestrained can be pretty difficult. So I like having some restraint creatively. And so these illustrations are supposed to accompany the little snippets that I wrote. I wrote some nonfiction, some fiction, some essay style stuff. And yeah, the prompts are a little bit irrelevant with the drawings because the drawings are more pulling from something from the story. It's interesting because when I first started doing the writing, I had all of these photos that I'd taken with the same prompts. And the photos inspired a lot of the writing at the beginning, and then the writing became its own thing. And then with these illustrations, the illustrations are more inspired from the writing. So it's kind of interesting how things can inspire other things in different creative aspects, I guess. So yeah, I've been finding prompt-based stuff in general very helpful to structure what I'm working on, and also to make a lot of my hobbies more cohesive. I do photography and I do enjoy drawing and I do enjoy writing as well, and if I want to incorporate all of these things, using a single prompt is one way to unify everything that I'm working on, which I found pretty interesting. It is kind of like assigning yourself homework, which is strange to do as an adult who is not in school anymore, but it's also kind of fun because, I mean, you get to do it. You don't have to do it. Yeah, so here I'm trying to paint some trees in fog because my story is based on the prompt. Or I guess it's not really a full-blown story, but my little short thing, I mean, it kind of is just like a super short story. It's about fog coming into a town and not receding or not burning off, and it was based on the prompt cold. And so I'm trying to paint fog, which is pretty difficult, especially I'm using watercolor, and I am not that good. I am not experienced enough, I think, to capture fog. I haven't practiced it enough. Although I have tried a lot of times to draw kind of like hills with fog because my commute used to be very this scene every like winter morning. So I saw it a lot and I was just like, this is so beautiful. I want to capture it. I do not think I succeeded, but you know. So now I want to talk a bit about the zine. So when I first started doing these prompt-based writings, I thought, oh, I could make a zine out of each one, or using each one, I guess. And the photographs that I took the month previous with the same prompt list. And I could do drawings, and then I could have the drawings in there too. So this was my thought process to really get me jazzed about doing this prompt-based writing. And I think I underestimated how much content that really was. I do have every drawing that I've scanned in and everything so far. I have it paired with the writing, and it's in a format, and I mean, it's long. The overall, during the month of June, during the month of July, sorry, I wrote over 10,000 words of these daily prompt writing things. So I really think it's quite a lot to put into a zine. And so I just completely removed the photos from the equation at all. And so it's just going to be illustrations with the writing. And so that's kind of making me push harder to finish these illustrations, because I do enjoy painting and drawing, but I also feel like it's not my strength, if that makes sense. I mean, I was never a drawer when I was like a kid, and I thought it was a skill that I should learn, and that's why I started doing it and practicing it hardcore when I guess a couple years ago, I set aside a lot of time to try to learn how to draw. So yeah, the zine is kind of more like a full-fledged book at this point, and some of the prompts are quite personal. They're not like super light, and they're also kind of more of a journal, if anything. So I don't know how comfortable I am sharing that with the world, but I did want a thing to have to kind of complete this chapter of using these 30 prompts to do a thing. And so on my Instagram, I think it's at Pearl Wisdom. Yes, at Pearl Wisdom, I have all of the photos and the writings and the illustrations for each prompt going on there. I haven't formatted all of the text to be like nice for Instagram yet, so that's kind of the thing that I'm waiting on. And then today I actually finished doing all of the illustrations so I can complete this project and put a pin in it, which is pretty cool. So I hope you enjoyed this video. I know some of the illustrations, that, especially the ones that I was recording, weren't very good compared to the other ones that I had, but anyway, I hope you enjoyed this, and I'll talk to you later.